This is Greg with SportsRehabExpert.com. Today we're going to be talking about groin injuries, groin strains, 4 exercises today that are going to be useful to help you get back into playing a sport that you enjoy. If you're dealing with a strain, going from easiest to hardest, stay tuned. Then be sure to check out our courses that we have online at SportsRehabExpert.com. So the first exercise is an isometric. There's going to be 2 positions to this exercise. One is with the knee bent, pulling down, and the other is with the leg straight up on the bench, pulling down. Now, generally speaking, this is the most comfortable place to start if you're dealing with an injury, is performing isometrics. There's no movement that is actually happening here, so it's very safe to perform. I'm just thinking about pushing my knee down into the bench as hard as I feel comfortable. What makes the exercise easier or harder is the amount of stretch that you put yourself into. So if I get closer to the bench, there's less of a split position, meaning there's going to be less tension on the adductors, and it's going to be more comfortable. And again, I'm in control of the amount of force that I push in. Versus if I space out wider, that's going to be more strenuous. So again, start at a position that feels most comfortable to you. Version A is knee bent. Version B is leg straight. Now the second exercise is also an isometric. This is called a Copenhagen plank. Doing it from your knee bent is going to be easiest for most people. Obviously, you have to have the upper body strength to also do this exercise. But because the adductor is not in a stretched position, and again, it's an isometric, oftentimes this is very comfortable for people to start off with. And now, you're always in control of how long you hold this exercise for, so do what you feel comfortable. But the harder version would be, again, legs straight. You're not going to get to this right away. This is not an easy exercise. This is challenging for most people. Don't push yourself through pain, but when you're ready, go from knee bent to knee straight. So the third exercise is an inner thigh adductor raise. So you're going to lay on the ground. All the way down is easiest. Lifting your torso up makes it a little bit harder. And again, body weight would be easiest. Adding an ankle weight makes it more challenging. This exercise is actually a little bit more sensitive for most people with groin pulls because we're going up and down with the movement. So it's an isotonic exercise, but also because we're working on that very shortened range of the adductor where it's most contracted. So sometimes that can feel a little pinchy for people to start off with. So it may not be appropriate for you to start. Obviously, go body weight to make it easier, add an ankle weight to make it more challenging. And then the fourth and final exercise is going to be a cable inner thigh adductor contraction. Now the easiest version of this is going right to your side. So most of the time this feels comfortable for people. The further you let this leg stretch out, the more challenging it gets because you're going through a lengthened position. You could even use a pull here for balance because I'm not really concerned about balance with this exercise. I'm more concerned about what the working leg is doing here. To make it even more challenging, you're going to go across midline. Again, do that as you feel comfortable, because as you go through that full range of motion, it's going to get more and more challenging. Now again, I'm doing this where I have to balance on one leg the whole entire time. You'll actually notice that the inner thigh of this leg works pretty hard to help hold you in position. So it's good to do on both sides. But if we're just worried about the cable side, I could be holding onto something to keep my balance. And again, if crossing midline is uncomfortable, just go to right by your side, back and forth. And again, progress the load as you feel comfortable. As you get heavier in weight, you're probably going to have to hold on to something again. Bonus exercise, when you're really ready for it, go back to these Copenhagen planks and add a pulse up and down with the exercise. The higher you put your foot up on an object, the more range of motion you're going to go through, and the harder the exercise becomes as well. All right, so there you have it. all the groin strengthening exercises that you will need. Obviously, as the strength returns, if you're trying to get back into a sport, you need a gradual process to return to play. Plyometrics, agility, things of that nature are still important. If you're dealing with a groin injury and looking for a more specific program to help you get back to play full speed, 100%, then head on over to sportsrehabexpert.com, check out our workout plans, or send me an email, greg@sportsrehabexpert.com, and we can talk what working together looks like. Again, if you're a trainer, physical therapist, athletic trainer, chiropractor, looking for courses, continuing education, we have those available on our website at sportsrehabexpert.com as well too, so be sure to check those out. As always, be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, type in the comments below any videos that you'd like to see in the future, and we'll be back at it soon with another video for you.